Hi there, good evening. Welcome to another weekly broadcast of my Wednesday Whispers. Tyson and I are doing fantastic tonight, and we hope you guys all are too. We have some beautiful sunny weather here in Carberry, Manitoba tonight, and hope you all have sunshine and warm evening without too many mosquitoes. On this 1 hour broadcast, I am just going to wait for a few more people to pop on before I get rolling. Hi Kelly, thank you so much for being here with me tonight. It's a pleasure to have you on. Where am I going next? Well, this weekend, actually on Friday, I am heading into Winnipeg for a day of private one-on-one sessions. There is 1 or 2 spots left for that day. So if you would enjoy a 1 hour session with me, again, that's this upcoming Friday in Winnipeg. I will be there. Go on my website, alisonswhisperingangels.com, and book one of the remaining spots left. All right. Hello everybody. Thank you for being here with me. Hi Tamara. So nice to see you on. Hi Lori. Kim, hello. Andrea, good evening. You always tune in. That is so kind of you. So many of you do. It is so appreciated, everybody. Hi Johanna. Trisha, hello. Nice to see you on. Lindsay, hello. Glenn, hi. Thank you, Glenn. I promise to do my very best. Hi, Jen, Debbie, Bernice, Norma. Nice to see you on tonight. Dee Dee, hello. Also, one more quick thing that I would love to discuss real quick before I get rolling, as I wait another minute or two for more people to pop on. I am heading on the road for a Saskatchewan tour beginning on August the 20th until August the 29th. I will first be in Melville, and then I am going into Regina, and then over to Moose Jaw, Kindersley, Saskatoon, and then finally at the end of my tour I will be in Hudson Bay. Hudson Bay is completely sold out, so that location is unavailable. But one thing I did want to be very open and honest with, and I'm asking my viewers and friends to, if you could give me a little insight, help me out here, because the truth is, on this tour I'm super excited to be heading out on. I talked about I will be heading into Kindersley. That was the plan, but truthfully, I had zero interest in Kindersley, and I am just being honest. All the other locations, there's been tons of interest, but Kindersley has not. And if that doesn't change, I'm clearly going to have to cancel that location. And I'm also, what I'm asking of you guys is to let me know, in Saskatchewan there, if there's somewhere where you would like me to come and be. So you could see me, and I would go there possibly instead of going into Kindersley. If you could let me know, again, that would be the end of August. All right. So I asked you guys to let me know about that. That would be great. You could send me a message on Facebook on Whispering Angels, or you could email me as well. That would be super great to let me know what you guys think. Melinda, thank you so much. Kindersley doesn't know what they're missing. Thank you so much. That was so sweet of you. All right. Hi, Rox, Julianne, Amber, good evening. Hi, Janet, Jen, hello. Steph, Betty, hello, good evening. Tekla, nice to see you on tonight. Jenna, Barb, good evening. Caitlin, I'm glad you made it as well, Caitlin. All right, everybody, I have enough to get rolling tonight. It's my pleasure to give you my weekly broadcast of Wednesday Whispers in this hour. I'm going to do my very, very best to give messages to you, the viewers watching, a few little messages from your loved ones. All right. If you feel indeed that I have connected with your loved one, if you could please write a comment as soon as you're feeling that way. Just makes everything flow faster the quicker that a comment is made. All right. If somebody has already spoken for a loved one that I am connected with, but you indeed feel that that is your loved one, could be your loved one, please let me know that as well. Super important, because it needs to go to the right person. All right. That's very, very important to me. Okay, that I make the right connection with the right person. All right. Hello everybody. So nice to see so many of you on tonight. All right. I am just going to take a few seconds and I'm going to get rolling on tonight's broadcast. All right. Oh. The first loved one that I would love to bring forward is I have an older gentleman here. A very, very kind man. Has such a nice smile on his face. He's got, I'd say, yeah, he's about of average height. I wouldn't call him a tall man. I would think a little bit under 6 feet, I'm thinking so, okay, of average height, okay. I've asked him what has happened, how come he has passed on, okay. And he shows me he had cancer, I believe is what I'm seeing. He's a very humble man, I can feel that. Oh my goodness, and a lovely man. This man was definitely, I feel that, that kind of country vibe from him. This is not a city folk person whatsoever. I don't feel that. Okay? He's presenting himself. He's a kind of a, just a jeans and a t-shirt or whatever, just a plain dresser man is how he's presenting himself. Okay. I know I already talked about his height, but I need to say, actually, I think he's a little bit shorter. Okay, I apologize for that. I think he's a little bit on the shorter side. Okay. He keeps showing me his hat. So, and he's like touching it. Okay, like kind of greeting people by touching the brim of his, like a farmer kind of ball cap kind of thing. Okay. Steph Smith says maybe my dad. All right, Steph, I'll keep on rolling and you let me know. Okay. You know what, Steph? And as soon as I read your name, he died of a heart attack, though. Oh, okay. Okay. As I read your name, Steph, though, I need to tell you, I need to talk about something about candy. And I just wonder, is there any like a memory, and you wouldn't have to think too hard, okay, between your dad and you, or your dad and your children, or whatever your situation is, to talk about candy, okay? It came really, really red candy in particular. He shows up to me, okay? Yes, so this gentleman, for some reason, decided to show me that he loved to eat pie, okay? Oh, goodness. And Amber says, could be my grandpa. I need to talk about, he shows me, he's holding a pipe, okay? If that, hi Lorraine, thank you for being here. He loves Saskatoon pie. Aw, Steph. It's interesting though, but I didn't feel the heart. Okay. But having, and Bernice says, could it be Ken? Okay. I'm gonna ask, give me some more things that are really specific. Oh, and you know, all of a sudden I just seen this great, big, beautiful eagle. And you know, symbolically, eagles are often presented like, in my experience, you know, women, I'm not saying only women, but often women will bring forward a hummingbird, showing their loved ones that they are around, or a butterfly often. And an eagle is also the same thing, and I'm not saying that is just males, but an eagle is often represented as that they're watching over you as they fly over you. And if any of you that really stands out to you to say, yes, you know, that I feel that connection when I see an eagle between this loved one and myself. Okay? Again, I see a pipe. I need to talk about, he's wearing he used to save eagle feathers. He was big into trapping and hunting as well. Oh, interesting stuff. That's very interesting. And you know, and with the pie, okay. Okay. You know, and Steph, as I read your name, again, just as I look at your name, I mean, he shows me a diamond ring, and I just wonder, I'll give you a few seconds to answer that. He really shows that to me. I don't know what the resemblance of that would be, as this is your dad, correct? So I don't know, like, if you're getting married, or I'm not sure. He shows me a diamond ring as well, okay? But I will keep on going and give you a quick few seconds to answer that for me. And to tell you that this, you know, this wonderful man, Steph, he just, you know, all, and he shows me this great big thermos. He carried a thermos. I can see that as well. Okay? Carried around like in a lunch pail kind of thing, a thermos. Yeah, maybe that's possible. Yeah, you know, it could very well be. Steph, I just need to say, like, you're, you know, I do. I think this is your lovely dad. You know exactly what I mean by this, that he just has such a tender heart. And I know I talk about that lots, but really, you know what I mean by that. You were so lucky and privileged, you know, to be his child. Absolutely. I can feel that from him, and so there's no way you wouldn't feel that way. He sends his love to you tonight. He shows me, yeah, very much, absolutely. And one more thing, sometimes they just do this as their way of showing you and proving to you that they're with you and they're around. It's like he's making me feel like someone needs to go to the dentist here, or just has, okay? He just showed that to me, like someone needs a filling or a cap or something, okay? Cavity or something. Very much showed that to me as well, Steph. So just know that your lovely, lovely dad is watching over all of you. And as I say all of you, he shows me a little boy, and I'm not too sure why, but he does. He shows me a boy, so I don't know if he's talking about a grandchild or what he means by that. But just know, Steph, that your lovely dad is sending his love to you tonight. Thank you so much, Steph, for giving me the opportunity to connect with him tonight. All right, so the next loved one I would love to bring forward is, I have a wonderful lady here, an older woman, okay? A few things she shows me real quick, okay? She presents herself. She's a little bit on the pleasantly plump side, I'll call her. Okay? Not overly big or anything like that, but not thin either. Okay? This wonderful lady, just, I feel, she definitely comes from a small town living atmosphere. She could have possibly have been a farm wife first, but I really feel like maybe she possibly moved to town in their later years, possibly. Her personality really stands strong to me. She's showing me how she thought it, she said it type of lady. She wouldn't hold back in any way, okay? But she was still very kind. Okay? She had short hair. Okay? I don't know what color it was in her younger days, but as a senior, it looks, gray-white to me. Okay? Very hard-working woman. Okay, Tekla, is it Grandma? Could be, I don't know yet. Crystal, okay, might be my grandma. Perfect, Crystal. Okay, I'm gonna keep on rolling. You know what, Jamie, painting mean anything? That's really interesting. And Kristen says, could be Baba. I wrote something in my book. I don't know if I put it up to the screen, if you guys would see it. I reflect prior to every single session. I pray, and then I reflect, and I ask my angels to help me, and always about half an hour prior to any session, or Wednesday whispers, things start coming in, and I feel your loved ones. And it's really interesting. I wrote painting, and I don't know why. That was the very first thing I wrote in my book. And I had no idea, Jamie, why I would write painting. And I need to say, I just found that really interesting that you wrote that of any guy. I had no idea why I was writing painting down in my book, that someone is painting. Okay? So it's really interesting, Jamie. I think this might be for you, but I don't know that yet for sure. I'm going to ask some be quite specific here. If 3, 4, 5 people here that this sounds like loved ones of theirs. Okay. I'm going to ask her, can you be really specific? I need to say, she really concentrated me on her kitchen cupboard. She has these older kitchen cupboards, and they're brown. Okay. My Baba did painting insides, houses on the side. Oh no, wait, Jamie. Interesting. That's a very specific detail. That would make sense. And Jamie, I have to ask you, as she shows me her kitchen, does that make sense to you? I see cupboards, and always cooking. And I see these older brown kitchen cupboards. Okay. The food, the endless cooking. It just would have never stopped. I'm surprised she had time for painting, to be honest with you, Jamie. Always cooking, yeah, absolutely, Jamie. And she moves on to, do you know why? A couple things. She shows me, okay, so not for you, Tekla, okay. Jamie, I need to say, she shows me what looks like, staying on this baking. I said, come on, give me some real specifics. Like, she would make the best of lots of things, But you know, they would often pick things that you would remember really, really clearly, and it's hard. And she's like, well, there's so many. And I hope you don't mind me saying this. She's like, Jamie loves to eat. There's so many things. Like, she's not really narrowing down the field for me here. To be very honest with you, super funny. She's quite the character. She's, like I said in the beginning of this, she's very forthcoming. She says what she thinks. You know, there's not a big filter here. She's very much, Jamie, you just need to say, I think she's really, she's sending her love to you. A couple of things I said. I don't know, do you know why she would show me a bookmark? I don't know what that would be about. I don't know. That's strange. She moves on. Two more things. She shows me a dog, and she shows me a baby. Okay? I need to tell you that, Jamie. These are things that she's just trying to show you. Okay? Aw, I'm so glad, Jamie. I'm so glad. You know, again, as I said, she's very forthcoming. She's very honest, and you know, she shows me there was interesting. She shows me there's lots of grandchildren here. There's quite a few, but interesting. She's like saying there's more boys than girls. That's how she made me feel. So I hope that makes sense to you. Like boys here. There's more boys. Okay. And you know, I don't normally say this, but she's so blunt. She's like, you and her had it. You know, I don't want to call you her favorite, because she's like, oh, that's not fair. But you and her had a special connection. You had a special bond. You had a special time together. Okay. And it's interesting. She shows me you're tall. You're tall, and you go and visit her. You stop in and you go and visit her. You're driving. She just showed me that you pull in. You're driving. You go in and you visit her. Okay. Totally was. I'm so glad, Janie. Well, your lovely Bubba is just very much trying to send her love to you. She writes me the month of February. I don't know what that's about. Hopefully you do. She's trying to talk to you about February. Okay. I don't know if something's coming up in February or what that's about, or her birthday, your birthday. Anyways, she wants me to talk to you about February. Remember that I said that. It was like clear in front of me, February. All right. So just please know that, Jamie. Again, your lovely Bubba sends all her love to you tonight. All right. Thank you so much. All right. The next loved one I would love to bring forward is I have another lady here. Okay. This is a lady who presents herself really interesting. I don't know why. I guess just because you get it, and maybe to eliminate other people and not her, or, you know what I mean? I need to talk about, for some reason, she chooses to show me that they didn't have a lot of money. Okay? Just being honest. Okay? There's nothing wrong with being humble and honest, but there was a lot of love there. Okay? Things she could make out of having very little was this lady. Okay? She shows me this old looking farmhouse. She did her very best with what she had. Okay? Beautiful. She shows me in particular some really delicious looking, the smaller dill pickles. The, what do you call those little tiny ones? Are those dills? What? Baby dills? Okay. Baby dills. These tiny, those little, like, 2 biters. She shows them to me. When they show things like that, that would, you'd remember how good they were, and you know, often, you know, no one made them like her type of thing. And now she moves on. She's showing me the outside of her house. Okay, gherkins. Thanks, Becky. You betcha. Okay, Tekla, maybe your grandma. We will see. Very well possible. Interesting. She shows me she had a clothesline, which would make sense under of all the things I just said about her. But she's showing me her yard. Okay? And I don't know, this is really interesting for someone to understand this, that the yard, okay, there's a lot of bush. Nicole Payton, my grandma, lived in an old schoolhouse. Interesting, Nicole. And I want to talk about this, there's a lot of bush and things have kind of overgrown. And she's showing how it's not looking near what it did before. And I think that's what's important here, for someone to be like, yes, okay, I understand that. That's my loved one. Okay, I'm really seeing this. That, like I said, the yard isn't as in good a condition as it once was, I think, is how she's presenting this. Okay, there's a lot of bush here. In particular, it's been overgrown. She wants me to talk about these, I don't know what to call them per se. They like windmills, but they're often made of like plastic. Maybe you can buy them at the dollar store, that kind of thing. The wind blows them, you can buy them in many, many different colors. Okay, she's showing those to me in her yard for some reason. Okay, again, just something that's a little bit more detailed, so somebody can understand who I'm talking about. Tekla, wind chimes, possibly. I've been trying to open up spots lately. They live in a log old farmhouse. Okay, possibly Tekla. And I need to talk about the absolute love of flowers. The garden wheels, yeah. It's spin in the wind. That's what I'm trying to talk about. Absolutely, Jenna, thank you. Nicole, we used to hang clothes all the time, and the yard was huge with beautiful trim trees, and it was in a disarray, and everything grew up, and they tore the house down. Oh, Nicole, yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And that, you know, that makes, Nicole, when I read your message, it just seems right. You know, about how beautiful the yard was, and then it's not anymore. Okay? Absolutely. I think this is your lovely grandma, but it's interesting, as I write grandma, she tells me, you know, and in Tekla, I'm not saying that this couldn't be your grandmother as well, but it's only for one of you. So I'm going to ask something to be really specific, so one of you can say yes, and the other one say no, that's not my loved one. Okay? This lady shows me that, and you would remember this, that she made like the best stew ever. And it's, you know, she went one step further, and she would make homemade, maybe biscuits, I think. Stew and biscuits, something like cheese biscuits or something like that. That's what she decided to show me, something that it was like, it would probably be one of your favorites. Okay, is how she's presenting this really delicious looking. I can smell it too. It smells so good. It's really interesting. Yeah, she was more of a mom than anything. Yeah, absolutely. Nicole, I'm feeling that connection and that bond. And Tekla and Grandma used to make scones and stew. Okay, Tekla, yeah. Okay. When I asked, you know, give me something really specific, her beef stew and dumplings. Well, it's fit for both of you. Oh geez. All right, I will carry on. I just ask please one more time. I don't want to spend too much time. Not that you guys, Tekla and Nicole, not like this isn't important, but there's many people watching and I need to move on soon. And Nicole, Ben's the best thing in the world. Absolutely. I need to talk about, it looks like she taught you how to ride a bike. Okay, Tekla and Nicole. Okay, there's one of you that she's really showing me this bike, and I want to say the bike is blue, and truthfully possibly green, but no, I think it's blue. Okay, it's not a brand new shiny bike, but it's a bike. Okay, Tekla, nope, not me. Okay, Tekla, yeah. Nicole, I hope that makes sense with the bike. I just keep seeing this bike. Okay. I gotta let you know, Nicole, the next thing that she moves on really quick is she writes me anniversary. So is it her anniversary, your anniversary, your passing anniversary? You let me know. She shows me that something. She writes me anniversary here. I don't know if that just happened or is about to happen. She wrote me the word anniversary, Nicole. So just know that. Just it's your wedding anniversary, and you know, I know you haven't written it yet, but she just showed me, and I want to say why. Or somebody's wedding anniversary, because she just showed me like two love doves connecting. That was so cool. My grandparents bought me every bike I ever owned, and it was blue with a banana seat on it. Get out of here, Nicole. That is fantastic. Absolutely. Your grandma. I apologize. I'm not sure if you call her Bubba. I'd have to go back through the messages to see. But anyways, wow, that is so cool. How she would show me the blue bike. Very cool. Again, anniversary. She's showing me these like doves coming together. It's somebody's anniversary here. Your anniversary was on July the 15th. That is amazing. That was after, like there wasn't a Wednesday Whispers since your anniversary. That is so cool. Your lovely grandma is trying to wish you a happy anniversary, Nicole. She sends her love. And that's all I can really say. She's just beaming right now. I need to tell you that she's just beaming of love for you, and she's so kind, and she just shows me she's with Grandpa. You need to know that. She just showed me this really adorable looking older man. They're very happy and they're very much together. You needed to hear that tonight. They're both watching over you, and they want nothing but the best for you and your family. All right, Nicole. So thank you so much for giving me that opportunity to connect with your absolutely lovely, lovely grandma tonight. Thank you, Nicole. You know, I don't usually do this, but when a name pops out so clearly, I just have to quickly say it, and we'll see what happens. I don't know why I just got the word name TJ. Okay? I'm just going to throw it out there and see if that makes sense. Yes, absolutely, Nicole. See if that makes sense to anybody. I need to, if you have a loved one or, I don't know, some of TJ. Okay? But until then, I think I'm just going to have to keep on rolling. I don't know why I was seeing the word TJ, the name. Okay? Right. The next loved one I would love to bring forward is I have a lady here. Okay? This is a younger woman, unfortunately. What do I mean by younger? I'm not sure yet. She hasn't given me her exact number, but as I can see her and feel her personality. Unfortunately, she did not live a long life. She definitely, like, she had not retired yet. I'm asking you give me some specifics about yourself. What happened? Interestingly, I'm not sure what she means by this, but she's like, I was just here, and then I passed away. And she makes me feel like, oh, I think she's trying to tell me that she passed away in her sleep. I think that's what she's, you know, I promise you guys, I always try to do my best. When they give me things like that, I think that's what she's trying to say. Like, I just feel that she was here and then she was gone, and like she just went to bed. I need to make it clear, okay? So I think this would have been quite a shock for her loved ones. Okay. When I've asked her, tell me more about yourself. She shows me an airplane, okay? And it would be like, you'd have to fly to her or something like that. I think that's what she's trying to get at. So whoever's watching, whose loved one this is, I think you would have to get on a plane to go and see her, type of thing. Man, she doesn't look, wow. 50s, maybe? Maybe, and that's a huge maybe. She's got such a lovely, lovely personality. Yeah, okay. Possibly like a brain hemorrhage, maybe. Something like that. And she makes me feel so much that she didn't know herself. Like, she just wasn't feeling well. She went to bed, and that was the end of that. As I carry on, and she talks to me, there's a son here. I think she's trying to explain to me that she has a son. Brenda, I talked with my cousin on Friday night, and she passed in her sleep that night. Oh, wow. She lived in the UK, and she died at 48. Brenda, you would have to fly to her. Okay. Okay, from what I'm reading, that would make perfect sense. And Laura, my mom died at 42 years old. She was sent by life flight to Winnipeg and died suddenly during. Oh wow, I'm so sorry, Laura. That sounds awful. Okay. I'm sorry. I just need 1 second. My messages went away and came back. Okay.
Somebody deleted a message.
Okay. All right. Brenda, a blood clot. Oh, interesting. Okay. Right. That makes sense. But Laura, that does make sense too. So I'm going to ask again to give me something about her that eliminates one of you, something pretty specific. As I was stumbling to get that sentence out, because I'm watching her at the same time. A couple things she shows me. She shows me the love of a campfire. Okay. Camping. I think is where she's going with that. Camping, fishing. The family loved to fish. Camping. Okay. She keeps showing that to me over. That's why I keep saying it over and over again. She shows me the inside of her home real quick, and man, you wouldn't find a thing out of place in there. Just very organized, very specific, but more importantly, I need to move on and talk about what a lovely, lovely woman. Her personality shone so brightly. Her and I were on the flight to Goose Bay to lay her dad to rest. Oh wow. That would be the airplane. Gotcha, Brenda. Okay. I think this is, I'm sorry, I think you said your cousin. Yes, your cousin. Okay. I do. I think this is your cousin. You betcha. You don't need to tell you, Brenda. Her face, like, she's so pretty. You told me she's 48, I believe you said. Fishing but not cow. Okay. Mhm. She doesn't look that old. She doesn't look that old. She just looks so beautifully full of life. And I guess what you need to understand is that's how she is now. Okay. Um, she's vibrant and she's laughing and she's got such a kind spirit about her. And you know exactly what I mean by that. She just so good to everybody. Wouldn't have had an enemy in the world, that one. Oh, it's beautiful. I hope this makes sense. She draws, I don't know, she draws attention to her husband. I don't know what I'm trying to figure out what she's trying to say. Okay, just 1 second, everybody. Because it's important, it really is. Yes, because she'll now show me the diamond ring. She must have a husband, okay? Partner, whichever. There's some issue, like too many, I don't know what she's, there's issues with being able to fly so much. Brenda, if you get that, because it's how she's made something like flying, traveling. There was problems there after she passed something. I don't understand that. But anyways, I hope you do. Okay? She's making me feel like what it upsetting about not being able to fly or something like that. Okay? That's all I can. She's married. Yeah, okay, perfect. So just know that your lovely cousin, Aisha, he didn't have a passport. Oh, no way. No way. Wow. All right. Okay, perfect sense. Absolutely. And how sad and how upset he was. She just showed me him crying and crying. But the reason why she's bringing that up is just to show and prove that she's been with him, and she, you know, that she was with him in that really hard time of, you know, not being able to travel because he didn't have the passport. Again, you know, you just need to know Brenda, that is, she's smiling from ear to ear, and her eternal life, her heaven, is absolutely beautiful. Okay? She's completely at peace, and she wants me to let everybody who is listening know that. Don't feel sorry for her, because it is absolutely beautiful here. All right. So thank you so much, Brenda. It was a pleasure. Right. The next loved one that I would love to bring forward is I have a TJ came up again, but I don't think anyone has said anything. TJ. Huh, I just realized something. That's my husband's initials.
That was supposed to be my nickname.
Huh.
Mom intended it for that to be my nickname.
Interesting. I just realized. Okay. I don't know. Tyson, I love him, and I love him for this. He doesn't like to take time. He doesn't like to take time away from anybody else. Okay. I do see there's a Carly, my cousin TJ just had her wedding. Okay, Carly. I will see what I can do real quickly, and I'm going to have to move on, because I don't know why I'm seeing this, the name, we're seeing the name TJ. Okay. Yeah, okay. I do. I think, yeah. I've seen a whole pile of food. I've seen pie and pierogies and great big fat ham and all these things. And that is, for my viewers that watch, no, that is my husband's dad. I will ask him very politely that, I only have a few minutes left. I'm going to ask him to come and see me after the broadcast, and I will have a little personal session with Tyson and his dad a little later tonight. Okay? Right. The next loved one I would love to bring forward is I have an older gentleman here. Okay? He shows me, unfortunately, the first thing he has chosen to show me is that he passed away in the hospital, it looks like. And I've asked him, what's wrong, what happened? I feel like I'm struggling to breathe. Okay? This older man, he shows me, I don't know if it's why he passed exactly, but he shows me that it definitely damaged his health, that he was a smoker. Okay, he smoked for many, many years. He was a heavy smoker. Okay? And he's letting me know that one of his loved ones is watching this broadcast tonight. He would love to say hello and tell her that he's thinking of her. He's watching over her very, very closely. And I ask her, when I ask him to give me more information, it's like he wants to talk about her, not him. Okay. Whoever this is for, he shows me how stressed you are. My goodness. You have a way of having to deal with everybody else's problems, and then you have to deal with your own at the end of the day after you've already helped everybody else. Wow. Okay. Whew. Brenda, Aisha's dad. Okay. Possible. Okay. But I really felt the smoking. Yes. Okay. Yeah, and I can smell it now too. My brother passed away in the hospital on Mother's Day. Oh, Lori. Okay. Liza. I love your name, Liza Jane. I wonder if it's my dad. Okay. Okay. Andrea Adams, Liza, Lori. Yeah. I'm sure you're very stressed, Brenda. Absolutely. Okay. Again, pipe smoker. Truthfully, Stacey, I think it's cigarettes. Okay. I think so. Okay. When I ask, give me something. When you talk about, you would know his cologne if you smelt it. He wore cologne. Okay. Not trying to say he was trying to hide his cigarette smoke smell. I don't know. But for some reason I can smell cologne in particular. He shows me that he drove an old truck. That came out next. Okay. And I need to talk about, I can hear a train and something here too. I can hear that loud train whistle. Okay. Could be your granddad, Amber. All right. You talk about a train. Okay. Give me some specifics. Oh boy, he got very, very thin. His truck broke down when he passed on. Oh, no way. And Andrea, my dad, worked for the CN. Okay. Yeah. Okay. All right. I just want to say, Liza, that again, but does the train mean anything to you, Liza? I need to ask that real quick. He loved music. I can hear the radio playing in the background. You live right by a train track. Okay, that's possible. I ask you, give me a little bit more here. 'Cause I don't like. I like to make darn sure myself. I get it. It's the time of year. It's in season, but he wants me to talk about Saskatoon's the train trip here, the house, Trisha. Oh wow. Was he musically inclined? I was just gonna say the fiddle right before you wrote that, Andrea. I was gonna say he played. You asked about musically inclined, and all of a sudden I can see a fiddle. Okay. Andrea, I think this is your dad. I think yes, dad. Okay, I do. Everything is lining up. That the train, he worked for the CN. Again, the radio is playing, and he's like, "She'll get that. She'll get that." I can hear. Not okay. Thank you, Lori and Amber. I appreciate that. I can hear talking on the radio, like always needing to hear the weather or something like that. He played a lot of instruments. Wonderful. I read your message. He even played the. I'm so sorry, you guys. In 1 second, I can see it. Accordion. He even played the accordion. Now that's talent. Right, Andrea? He did, didn't he? I see it. Okay. The radio was always on. Absolutely. Okay. I just need to tell you, Andrea, that you're a lovely dad. It's really interesting because now all of a sudden I can see what feels like his wife. And he's quiet. He's a quiet, gentle soul. I need to say that, but his wife, who'd be your mother, she's more the talker of the two. Okay? She's coming forward, sending her love as well. And it was really cool how I felt that, just a little difference in their personalities. And now he's just being quiet. He's letting his wife talk because that's the polite type of man he was, respectful. Always, always, always put his wife first. Okay? I don't know why I need to talk about him losing his hair. You have his accordion. Get out of here. Oh, that is so cool. I seen that accordion. Oh, so cool. Okay. That is so neat. I love it. That's a big instrument for you to hold on to. Wow. Yeah. Anyways, Andrea, I just need to let you know that your lovely dad is, and your mom, very quickly too. They're very much enjoying their eternal life. I need to talk about how they love to socialize. They love to visit, especially, I want to say especially your mother, is how it's being brought to me. And it looks like your dad really had a thing about putting pepper on his food. I don't know why he just showed that to me out of thin air. I don't know why. He really liked pepper on his food, I can see. Okay? But just know that, again, they're living their eternal life so beautifully. Okay? And they couldn't love each other more. Okay? Excuse me. Thank you so much, Andrea. It was so great to connect with your lovely dad and your mom. Yes, pepper and salt. You betcha. All right. The next loved one that I would love to bring forward is I have a male here. Young man who unfortunately has, I feel that I have that urge to cry. You're so welcome, Andrea. I have this unbelievable urge to cry, and truthfully, I have felt it on and off throughout the entire broadcast tonight. But he wasn't right in front center for me. He was a little ways back, but I could feel him, and I could feel that. And now as the hour's almost up, I need to. He comes really right in front of me. Okay? I have this young man here. Unfortunately, he is no longer here because he has indeed committed suicide. Okay. He very quickly wants me to talk about I can feel all the sadness and all the hardships that he was going through prior to his passing. Okay. But now I'm smiling because he just smiled at me, and the point he's trying to make, very much so, is that his eternal life is beautiful. His sufferings are over. His addictions are over. Okay. Everybody is happy in heaven. Everybody is carefree, everybody is thoughtful, everybody is polite, everybody is just great. Okay? But furthermore, he goes back to, it's so wonderful to feel 100% like himself again, because he shows me how for quite some time he wasn't feeling like himself. This young man, I've asked him to please present himself, show me some things about him. Right? Oh, okay. I've connected with him before, I believe. He was extremely popular. He had a lot of friends. He wants me to talk about how he just wrote me M-O-M. He wrote me his mom. His mom is watching, and he just sending his love. Okay. Jordan Smith could be my uncle. Okay. I'm getting mom Jordan, so I don't know if that would. Unless, is it possible, is this your mom's brother? Okay? But you let me know. Okay? I'm going to ask him, I'm going to carry on, give you a minute to answer my question about that. Because I'm getting mom. Okay? And Norma could be my son, Jordan. All right, Norma. Again, something pretty specific. I need to talk about him being so relaxed. He was very not relaxed at the end of his life, and I don't know if I've talked about that before. Norma, I think this is for you. I truthfully do. I have connected with Jordan in the past. That's cool. Norma, he showed me, I told him, I said, show me something you've never showed me before. And he showed me putting something on crackers and eating it, spreading something with a butter knife and eating soda crackers. That being like a snack that he loved, or something like that, Norma, if that makes sense to you. What you need to understand, again, is just, he's tried so hard, over and over and over and over and over again, Norma, to express how he's happy as he can be. Yes, cheese whiz. That's fantastic. That was cool. When I asked him, show me something different, show me something new. That's cool. Absolutely. Just know, Norma, that he's sending all of his love to you tonight. Okay? And remember, he's never too far away from you. Okay? And his family. Remember that. He wants me to talk to you real quick about teaching to tie shoes. Okay? I don't know what that's about. He's showing me shoes that need to be tied. Okay? So hopefully that means something to you and that makes sense to you. Again, Norma, just one more time, just know he loves you so incredibly much. He tells me you're the best mom ever. He had such a good life prior to his unfortunate addiction to drugs. Okay? He had such a good life, and he tells me that that's because of you and Dad, because of you and Dad. He's had the absolute best life. Okay? So just know, Norma, that your lovely son is sending love to you. He goes to give you a great big hug. All right, Norma. So thank you for the opportunity to connect your wonderful son again tonight, Norma. Thank you so very much. And thank you to all of you for tuning in tonight on this week's Wednesday Whispers. I hope you all have a great rest of your week, and I will hopefully see you all again next Wednesday. Until then,